And hey, you know what? This is the freest goddamn country, and it's so free that if you don't stand up, you aren't a free person. And goddamn it, boy, if you don't stand up right now, you ain't free. Because you have the freedom to do whatever you want. But I'm telling you, I have the freedom to make you feel bad for doing the freedom. Just get up and say you love it. Just get up right now, Copernic. God damn it. It's so free that you can't do it. You have to. It's free because there's only one way to be. That's why it's free. So be that. Damn you. They don't have anything to live. I mean, their kids hate them. They don't have, all their money got stolen by banksters and shit. Healthcare's running through the fucking roof.
Before we commence expelling this ghost from this location, before we save Jake from the lock, I will light the ceremonial herb that will give us the sight, that will give us the power we need to set Jake free. My Twitter's not working out here. Let's see if you can get a ghost. Go ahead and try. I summon the ghost into ghostly ghostness. Come the fuck out if you're a real ghost. Now. Demand it. This is how we fucking hunt ghosts. And as we've pointed out, and as we've said, there are no ghosts. So this is where the ghost lives, from what we know. And he's not home. Let me see, let me try this. Jake, you may overtake my body. I accept you into my heart and soul. Please, if you are here, take control of me. Use me as a vessel. Gross. Nothing. Yeah, no ghosts. So I guess the lesson of Beaver Creek is there's no such thing as ghosts. There's no God, and the Bible is a lie. Off to Helltown to find out what the government's up to in the middle of fucking nowhere, Ohio. Hell yeah. Bumping out here. Can I get some of this safety herb in my lungs, please? And thank you. Are welcome here. Jake, you can't have any because they drug test. Yeah, if you go to work, man, you're going to get drug tested. Jake, you son of a bitch! You get out here! Hey, Jake! Ain't coming. He ain't coming because he's afraid of me, Brian Quinby from Street Fight Radio. Brett, would you like a shot at Jake?
Yeah.
I just fell in a hole. That was Jake. That was all Jake. I think we found the ghost. Jake won't let you see your mentions. He's like, don't look at your phone while you're at work, motherfucker.
Hey, Street Fighters, welcome to the show. It's that time of the night. Time for your Street Fight. Wednesday here, 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's not always set when we'll start, but around this time.
So if you want to come watch the live stream, that's available on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. You can jump in the chat, talk to everybody that's watching the show along with us, or just listen as a podcast. That's fine. That's how we got started. That's how we make our bread and butter. Just remember to subscribe and rate and review and give all the free stuff that you can. Send it in our direction. And if you're an Amazon Prime subscriber, you can head to twitch.tv/StreetFightRadio. You get one free Prime subscription every single month. So if you can use it to subscribe to the Street Fight Twitch, even if you never watch us there, it'll give us like $4 or something. So consider that. It's a free way to support the show. We also have the donation option. It's really not donation. You're paying for something. You get our zine. You get bonus videos, and you get bonus audio like Shocktober 2 and March Madness and Holy Boys and all of that by heading over to patreon.com/StreetFightRadio, where you can do that. It helps us out. It keeps this thing going. It keeps this little family business running, helping us stay afloat, so that we can do cool stuff instead of, punching a clock.
Uncool stuff, right?
Right. And that is all, I think. We still got the pre-order for t-shirts. We're raising money for Prison Health News, and we have a kids t-shirt available. If you use the discount code KIDST, they're $10. Get as many as you want. As long as you buy an adult tee, they're $10 if you use the promo code KIDST. So if you got 5 kids, they're $10 a piece as long as you buy one for yourself. That's at store.streetfightradio.com. And it's a great shirt. I love it. It's good design. The long sleeve just has print on one side, which I feel like is a bold statement. Very interesting decision, and will get you a lot of compliments. So please get fresh. Go to store.streetfightradio.com.
Oh, what a day. We got some sad news we got some sad news out there. Mancow, he's coming off the radio, man. And as we all know, my job is Mancow. So I'm really sad, It's really an I will remember you.
Well, somebody posted. You're not on Facebook anymore, but somebody posted in the group that they like the Mancow prank song.
Which one?
The.
Oh, that jam on the Dickies call?
Yeah, whatever that little fucking get down, that little boogie with the phone ringing. I like that song too. I go.
Okay.
I think of that fucking phone ringing before he says, "Hey, is this Dickies?"
Is this Dickies? Is this Dickies?
So Mancow is leaving WLS, which is his current home. I read the interview today. I was shocked with the popularity and success and money that has passed through Mr. Mancow's hands.
That's true. Let's take a look. This is from Robert Fetter. He's been doing Chicago media criticism since 1980, so he's been there for all of Eric Mueller's career.
Okay.
The Mancow. Saying he was tired of doing radio without joy during a pandemic, Eric Mancow Mueller is leaving WLS 890 AM after 2 years as morning host. His last day on the Cumulus Media News Talk station will be November 25th. I'll be listening. I don't know.
You want to hear a sign off?
I will. I probably won't listen live. What I'll probably do is get the podcast that day, the Mancow podcast, which I have no doubt in my mind will sound like every other Mancow podcast, except he'll be sadder on that one. He'll be like, "Well, I gotta hit the road here. It's no fun doing radio anymore, so I can't." Yeah, I gotta do radio. So I thought what we would do is maybe we could listen to this hard copy interview he did.
Okay.
And we just have a little fun with Mancow, and then I'll talk about what I think happened. Well, I'll talk about that now. I ain't got fired. Really?
Yeah.
I don't believe radio guys at all. We'll never sit around and believe a radio guy. You know?
Makes sense.
I think this guy's got shit ratings. Nobody gives a shit about him, you know? And the radio station was like, look, you got to go.
Right.
You know, you got to think about what else is on the radio station when you think about something like this. And even though he's a piece of garbage, Rush Limbaugh is on that station, you know? And if you know anything about like AM radio specifically, Rush Limbaugh is like a titan of radio. He is huge. People listen to the shit out of Rush Limbaugh. You know what I mean? He gets high ratings
every day.
And, right-wing radio still does really well with old guys that sit in their garage all day and drink NA beer until 6 o'clock when they can switch over to the full stuff. So It's like those people still listen to the radio. You're still able to sell ad spots for stuff. Mancow is like a different thing, though. He's a shock jock. He doesn't, the commercials that people buy on his show are not the same as the commercials you buy on Rush Limbaugh. You know, they sell grape juice on Rush Limbaugh, you know, not going to sell grape juice on the Mancow Morning Madhouse, which is not what he calls his show anymore, but that's what I call his show, and I'll never stop calling it that.
I love it.
Yeah, you wish we would have named Street Fight the Street Fight Madhouse? Because you couldn't call it the Street Fight Morning Madhouse because we're not in the morning. And you wouldn't want to call it the Street Time. Because Opie had a show called Opie's Late Night Attitude. Which, because he was on at night.
Yeah.
So we could have called it the Street Fight Late Night Attitude too. But
that flows better than the other one.
You don't want to have like a daytime on your show anymore. It's really truly a lost art, you know. So let's just we've rarely brought Mancow to. We've rarely brought Mancow. Oh shit!
Oh, flub it.
2 flubs.
Flub it.
We've rarely ever brought Mancow. We've rarely ever brought Mancow to the main feed. He is purely a Shocktober phenomenon. We've only brought him here one other time, and
that chat is eating up that flub.
They don't like that flub.
They just are talking about the
it.
flub.
I just, to let you know, while you were doing the intro to this thing, I was trying to figure out which Mancow clip to play. And I was like, if I could click on this and then hit the sound off button right now, we'd be all set. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then I could open up any file I want.
Yeah.
And the sound would be off. And I could have actually even done it down in the bottom corner, the sound.
Sure.
Could have done that. Could have had it open before we started the podcast.
Yeah.
But we only had did a few minutes between shows. So
I guess if you're going for speed, spacebar is the one I would have went to. That will stop it if you just hit the spacebar.
yeah, I should do that. I should. Or K, really. On YouTube, the K button is the play and pause button.
Really?
I could have sat here with K. Yeah. Yeah, K. You hit K, you got the button here. So, hard copy for people who don't know was a tabloid show that used to be on TV. See, back in the day when I was a youngster, TV happened all day, right? And like
No, they just cut it off, didn't they?
no, not during the day. Not from like
Oh yeah,
5 a.m. to like it was like 5 a.m. to like 3 in the morning.
There used to be that weird thing where they would sign off at the end of the night, though, right?
Yeah, that was just goofy times. Like that's back when things used to close,
Right.
You know,
Right.
And back before they figured out you could just sell half-hour commercials all night, where you probably make more money than running programming.
Yeah. Oh,
maybe
yeah.
I don't know, maybe not,
Yeah.
but probably not. I don't think.
I bet you do.
If you ran programming at 2 a.m., you wouldn't make as much, but it's 2 a.m., so the paid programming probably costs a little less.
It's better to get paid to sell the magic bullet instead.
Yeah, better than running shows at 2 a.m., but not better than running shows at 8 p.m.
Sure. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So let's look at Hard Copy came on at like 7 p.m. It was a show that I watched weirdly?
I remember it. I don't think I never signed up for it, but I've definitely sat in front of a lot of it.
Was talking about this with my wife actually the other day about how, like, when you were a kid, you would watch, because you didn't have the recording technology that you do now, the DVR stuff, you would watch really odd things. And I would watch Entertainment Tonight every day. That's how I have like a weird photographic memory of pop culture history for like the whole period I was growing up.
Because you're like, oh, hold up. There's a bunch of new entertainment news.
I
can't leave the living room. If I leave, I'm gonna miss this entertainment news that's coming my way.
Dude, you don't know how much I hated the news. I was like, the news fucking sucks. But this news about Tom Cruise really hits me in the heart, you know?
Yeah.
MTV News blew my fucking... I was
news.
just so excited about MTV News.
That was the real news.
Boo ba doo boo 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 ba doo. How do you listen to that Megadeth song now?
I love it.
It's a weird one because it's hard for me to hear that without thinking MTV News, you know? And it's also odd that MTV chose a Megadeth song when they didn't really give Megadeth a ton of support.
Yeah. I love it. I think that the song is so much better than MTV News.
That's probably true, but it's like if they used a Megadeth song in a commercial now.
Yeah.
You know, it just feels like the song's harder to listen to now.
I read Dave Mustaine's autobiography, and that guy wanted his stuff to be in front of the most people as possible. So I see that as like a big win. Like I root for that guy in a way where like he just wanted people to hear how good a guitar he was by any means possible.
Let's check out some hard copy. So we can just look back fondly on the Mancow, the man who is leaving radio, who there's no way he's leaving the public eye. He is making it sound like he may run for office, governor or mayor of Chicago.
Yeah, he's saying that there's offers.
There's not. That's another thing I need to tell you. No offers. He is saying there's offers because that's the old school show business move.
Yeah.
Is to say, I'm getting a lot of offers to do this thing, but like he's not getting the offers to do
Yeah,
the
I mean,
thing.
I know how to do that. I mean, we know how to lie about, you know, your credentials. Like we say we're community radio, we're on FM radio stations, you know. If we're at a cookout and one of my buddies says, man, you guys should actually like try to do the real deal thing. You should try to get into politics. I'd go on any news network and say, people are just trying to push me into politics all the time.
Yeah. So this is when Mancow was truly on top. This is 1995.
Okay.
This is when he was at war with Howard Stern. Okay. Wow. So he was going toe to toe with the big man that he ended up losing to. But this is before he knew he was going to lose to Howard Stern.
Okay.
So here we go. Little history.
August 23rd, 1995.
Ooh.
This is Hard Copy.
Right on.
Good evening, I'm Barry Nolan.
And I'm Terry
They
Murray.
treated it like the real news too. Like they had like they had the green screen in the background with all the people moving around with TVs in front of them and like acting like they're working.
1995, it wasn't as green screen. It was probably just people pretending that they're moving papers around.
Or they may actually be working, maybe?
They have a really good background. It's just papers getting shuffled from side to side. Lots of folks in business shirts hurriedly scurrying from one room to the one
computer to the next.
Yeah. Looking at the newest results. What are the celebs doing? Who got the newest DUI?
There's like a balcony area where you can see maybe 30 TVs. Like what is on those TVs?
Production crew is up top.
What's on any of those TVs?
Folks, we're very serious about our entertainment news, and that's why we give you behind the scenes look. It's like an open kitchen concept.
I know they're treating this like real news, but they're talking about Mancow. You know?
No, I know they're about to tell us about Nicole Kidman or something.
Two DJs in a fight is what they're talking about.
Murphy, thanks for joining us. Hold on to your hats. Howard Stern is at war again, and this time he's taken on a Windy City DJ named Mancow. But Mancow isn't
both have circular glasses.
Well, yeah. If you're a DJ, you have to wear glasses in the studio. Now, the man cow glasses confused me though. And I'll tell you why the man cow glasses confused me is because he's not on TV. Like Howard Stern's on TV. He wears the glasses because he feels like his eyes look like pinpricks. And he was on television. So he wore the sunglasses because he wanted to look cool on television. Man cow, on the other hand, not on television, just wore the glasses.
I think sunglasses are a very easy go-to for somebody scrambling for coolness.
Yeah. Cool guy. Look, I want to get some sunglasses. I've been thinking about it, but I wear a hat, so you can't have both.
I just had enough like confidence to be like, if you're wearing sunglasses indoors, man, something's fucking wrong with you.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not medical, you know. It's just like, what are you a fake vampire? Or
you have to be a celebrity to do it. You can't, unless you're a celebrity, you can't do sunglasses indoors. No, that's for sure.
Doesn't make sense.
Be bullied, and as Doug Bruckner reports, the battle of the big mouths has now come to blows.
Here we go.
He is a sick, twisted individual.
Righteous man cow.
Yeah, we have
proud Christian, which you've covered extensively, and I still don't understand because Shock Jock to me is someone like devoid of moral compass, but he is very strictly anti-Satan and anti-demon.
I mean, nobody's ever been more scared of Satan than man cow. That is for sure. Like, he is terrified.
Listen, Hitler was popular, but his time was over. John Wayne Gacy was a popular clown with the kiddies. Howard Stern's time is over.
John Wayne Gacy, I don't know if there's ever been a clown that was popular with the kids.
Bozo?
He's Yes. Okay, there you go.
That's from his hometown.
Yeah. John Wayne Gacy, though, do you think he was popular with the kids?
No.
I
bet it was odd every time.
And he also said Hitler's time is over. Like, he's comparing Howard Stern to John Wayne Gacy and Hitler. He's great. And now he's saying it's my time.
I'm the next.
I'm the next Hitler. I'm the next John Wayne Gacy.
I'm the next Howard Stern. He's got a polo tucked into his pants. He called somebody a loser. He's got a polo tucked into his jeans.
It's Stuttering John he's yelling at.
Oh.
He called Stuttering John a loser.
Hungry for a fight after that Tyson McNeely fiasco? Well, have we got a match for you?
He said you can kiss my white fat ass, is what he said. But he was yelling at Stuttering John, man cow, and then he threw the mic down. He did a mic drop in 1995.
Yeah.
So
it's a no-holds-barred radio rumble. In one corner, the self-proclaimed king of all media.
He looks like Ozzy Osbourne.
Howard
Stern looks like Ozzy Osbourne.
Little bit. He
was kind of copying.
Well, I found out about his fashion. That like he hired a fashion guy. Dee Snider helped find Dee Snider and his wife helped him find clothes at first. Like that's how they got him to dress because Dee Snider was like, look, you're a rock and roll type DJ. You should look like a rock and roll type of guy, you know?
Yeah.
So then they bought him some clothes. Then he hired Ralph, who's the guy that does it. And now he's just getting clothes straight from John Varvatos.
Well, that's a good, that's what you want. That's the way to be, I guess.
Yeah.
But at this time, kind of just looking like Gary Oldman vampire type shit.
Yeah, it's cool. Look, the guy is a DJ. It's hard, man, because like I don't look cool, and everybody knows I do everything I can to try. You know, I try super hard.
Yeah.
If I had a bunch of money, I'd be able to pull it off for sure.
You could just look like Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah, I could. What? I could look like whoever.
Yeah.
On the other side of the ring, Chicago DJ, Man Cow Muller.
He's a tired old man whose career is over, and he has to stoop to these kind of tactics.
He's got no bass in his voice.
I know.
Like, what is that? Like, that guy is not standing on anything.
But he's a tired old man whose days are over. This was 1995.
His days are over.
Yeah.
It's like, excuse me? Speak up.
Mancow's probably being forced off of a fucking top 50 radio station right now. And saying that he might run for office. Howard Stern's negotiating another $500 million radio deal.
A sick, twisted, pathetic old man.
Round one, Howard moving in on Mancow's Windy City territory. Radio smoking as vicious insults pass between the two.
Thought you didn't know anything about me. How do you know I'm close with my dad?
Oh, you're the king of all media, you suck! You lie about how much money you make! How much money do you make? He came in.
What is that?
That's Mancow.
That's really bad radio. That's bad beefing.
He's Mancow. That's Mancow.
You're lying, man. You're lying.
You don't make all that money.
You don't make any money.
Like, that's not even. That's Mancow though. He sucks at everything. There's nothing he's good at.
Bernard Zanders with the Z in the chat said it perfectly. Too emotional.
Yeah.
Just too far gone. Just being like, you're not making money. You're not even real. No one likes you.
Yeah.
No, you're not. You don't have an accurate understanding of the environment right now.
I know. That's the thing.
He's Goliath, man. You're David.
I know. You have to treat it like that. He fucking played.
You get too much money.
Yes, he played the feud so fucking wrong. You're exactly right. He should have been fucking David against Howard Stern's Goliath, but instead he tried to be Goliath versus Goliath, and it rings false to anybody that's outside of Chicago, and probably everybody in Chicago too. If you think about it, the guy had already written a book that was #1 on the New York Times bestseller list. He's got a movie coming. He's got all this shit. How are you trying to be exactly like him?
To my turf and started to insult me. And Chicago doesn't like him. Chicago hates him. So he can't beat me.
Rock 103. But hold your horses, Mancow. You didn't expect a mouth-to-mouth confrontation at this peaceful radio forum.
For Mancow, a 27-year-old punk,
this is
to not say that
John.
he's been influenced by, the most innovative guy in radio is a lie. It's an outright lie, and he knows he's lying, and that's why he's going to lose.
I love
Everyone
radio
knows
wars.
Howard Stern specializes in public humiliation. So planted in the crowd, this pit bull reporter, stuttering John Melendez, a man with a reputation for crossing the line.
I got there, and it was just like an anti-Howard, rally. And I started asking my questions to a not very, receptive audience.
But the verbal assault became so intense between the two, conference members called extra security.
John had his own mic, didn't he?
Yeah.
Things got out of control.
I got Howard on the cellular telephone, and I gave it to Mancow. I said, "Here, speak to Howard now."
Yeah. I'll talk to him. Sure. Bam.
Mancow went ballistic and stormed out of the lecture hall. With Howard Stern sitting
Stuttering
safe and
John
sound.
tried to hand him a cell phone that was the size of about 4 decks of cards held together.
That's true.
And he slammed it on the ground.
Loser. He's a loser for that. That's a loser-ass move.
Is it?
Yeah, you get on the phone, you talk.
Why?
Because they weren't on the air. It doesn't, because they are on the air at the same time.
That's true.
You get on the phone with the guy, Why not?
I think breaking people's stuff is cool.
It's also a loser thing to do a radio forum. Like, for a guy that big, you're supposed to turn everything down, you know? You're not supposed to be sitting on a radio forum with your shirt tucked in.
Yeah, that's true. I guess if I ever had my enemy on the phone, I would just say the craziest shit in the world.
Yeah.
I would have unloaded.
Who cares?
New York, poor John had to face an angry mob.
You're right, Chad. The chat agrees. Throwing the phone, it shows you're too scared to talk.
Loser move. Loser move.
Chicago fans alone.
All these radio people surround me and start yelling at me. Before I knew it, some guy.
These are the real I wish we got into radio wars
at one
like
point,
this.
I was like, wow, this radio war is going to now come to.
You deserve it, man.
Yeah, well,
that. You go up into someone else's spot like that and try to cause trouble and you get your ass whooped, that's fine. I don't think anything horrible should happen to you, but if someone roughs you up to get you the fuck out of there, you deserved every cent.
We've always been for that, though,
yeah,
to be fair. We've always been for if you get your ass whooped, then you got your ass
If you
whooped.
did it, you earned it, man.
Yeah.
People don't beat people up. People don't just start throwing people on the ground for no reason.
Yeah, absolutely. We're almost through this, and then
everyone wants us to go on to feud Mancow now.
Oh, I would do anything to feud.
Should we
with
tell him he has
Mancow.
too much money and try to get him on the phone?
No, we wouldn't tell him that. We would do I've been insulting him for 2 years, so if he wanted to,
he should know by now.
I think some of the guys know. Like I know one of Anthony's producers has heard the show. I know I know, well, Bubba obviously probably knows about it now that his old co-host was on it. So
Shocktober?
Yeah.
At one point, I was like, wow, this radio war is going to now come to fisticuffs with people who are not even involved.
Guys, you guys seeing this?
This radio shit became street shit.
That's cool, though. That's cool.
The Stern camp's furious. They vowed to silence this cow's moo.
What can
forever.
you do?
But Man Cow shows no sign of tipping over yet.
This guy didn't have the guts to face me. He had to send a loser to come against me.
We'll see, how much of a loser I am when we go up into Chicago and when we're number one, and we kick his...
Well, that has yet to be proven. Meantime, fans anxiously await what thrills the next round will bring.
He's going to lose, and he's going to lose big time. And I just, I just hope he doesn't commit suicide after that.
No.
I am unstoppable.
Funny guy.
I am the Terminator, and I have one mission. That is to destroy him.
Man, Cow, we'll miss you, is what I came here to say.
Howard's a babe. He looks like a messiah.
He does.
The long ass hair. He's showing so much chest, and he's got like some natural shell necklace on or something.
Yeah.
He's really going for some sort of like fucking Jim Morrison thing.
Yeah. I mean, we'll miss you, Man Cow. I'm sure you'll be around.
Yeah, I mean,
if I've made this promise, by the way. If Man Cow runs for office, I will do a Man Cow news show on the Patreon.
Yeah.
Like I will cover every step of his campaign, and I will show up to any press conferences that he does.
All right, that's a guarantee.
It's only Chicago. It's six hours away. What?
Shocktober is done. It's if you want to hear more of this, hear more Man Cow content. It's in Shocktober 1 and 2.
Yeah. There's one episode in each one, and they're both very funny and fun. And I just had to cover that because Shocktober was over. Let's look at a couple scams, Brett. Some scams. This one I think is great. Okay. I'm going to tell you. This is a top level one. There's a certain thing we're going to need to get in order to pull this one off. Okay? In Knoxville, Tennessee, an Indiana man who conned a Pigeon Forge hotel into giving them thousands of dollars in discounts as he posed as a U.S. Marshal, complete with fake badge, has pleaded guilty to impersonating a law enforcement officer.
Well, not fake, replica.
A suspicious hotel manager partnered with the real U.S. Marshals to bust him, according to court records. Anthony Taylor entered a guilty plea in U.S. District Court for years of tricking Spring Hill Suites hotel desk clerks. The plea agreement explains he received at least 10 desk discounts over a 5-year period, totaling $2,950.
Well, now they've got a big-ass problem here.
What?
I mean, it's $3,000 at a hotel that is just letting you pay to be in their space.
Yeah, and
like it's all cheap. There. They're paying for the heat and the water. They're paying, like, you're just paying to be in their space.
Yeah, and it's not an expensive. It's first of all, it's a conglomerate hotel. Spring Hill Suites, is a Marriott owned hotel.
Right.
So $3,000 is like no money. Nothing.
Nothing at all. They lose that all the time. Accidentally, someone does something wrong on a spreadsheet and they just fucking lose that. The other thing is...
Oh, listen.
I gotta say, as a scammer, just... You learn that you can't go back to the same well. Like, you need to figure out how to take this on the road, right? Like, you could travel the whole country for the rest of your life with a replica badge and be a U.S. Marshal in 50 fucking states and see a baseball game wherever you go. But once you start going back to the same place and like, oh, I'm doing more undercover work. I need a free room tonight for me and, a girlfriend or something. Or I need that room service. Like, can I I'm going to just charge to the company. The company is the fucking United States government, just so you know.
The defendant always paid in cash and on more than one occasion told the desk clerk collecting the payment to wash her hands after handling the money, as it was confiscated drug money he had received as bonuses for busts.
Okay. No.
This guy was doing a show for her.
Yes. You made it into a performance now. Hey, I know you don't get a lot of people like me coming in here, but I just did a bust. A huge heroin bust. I got all this cash. I got to stay for the night. I'm a marshal.
It's so cool though. It's stealing valor to really get something.
It's just it's getting a taste of a life that he dreams of.
Yeah.
Like he lives in Indiana, CBD is illegal, right? He can't do anything, but he just drives over the border, shows up with cash, and he's like, I just killed 100 mafiosos in a warehouse downtown. I need a place to rest my head. Like he's going in there with war stories every time.
Staining the money with like fake blood would be like a fucking move.
Trying to hide it.
I pulled this out of a dead gangster's hand.
He's got a wallet filled with all kinds of fake IDs. He made fake IDs with like different mustaches and hairstyles so that he could just disappear at a moment's notice.
Man, why
this guy's just a costume guy, man?
Yeah, he just wants to fucking have a time. Coleman wrote in court records that Taylor had visited the hotel on at least 10 different occasions. From 2014 to April 2019. Each time, she wrote, he flashed a badge and claimed to be Deputy U.S. Marshal entitled to discounts offered government employees.
Dude, Whole Milk 69 in the chat. Best comment. The desk clerks pocketed the cash.
Oh, maybe?
I mean, someone comes in with $100 and says they're a U.S. Marshal and they need to sleep. You just let them go to a room and then they disappear, you know?
Well,
that's a good one to like just wash your hands of.
When Taylor made a reservation for an April 2019 visit, a hotel manager decided to check with the U.S. Marshals Service to verify Taylor's employment. When Taylor and his wife, who stayed behind in a couple's car, arrived for that visit, 2 deputy U.S. Marshals in plain clothes were waiting in the lobby, Coleman wrote. Which is he brought his wife, which is. I wonder if he told his wife he was pulling the scam, number one.
Who knows, man? The people compartmentalize. This is like such a weird... It's harmless, you know? It's someone having an episode, but it's a harmless thing, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean...
Like, who does this affect? No, except for somebody... The one person that tried to stay at this hotel in the middle of the night and it was all the way full. Like, that's the only person it harms.
If you're scamming... somebody, and I'm just gonna say this as somebody who has stayed in a lot of hotels now. Hotel clerks are not the people to scam.
They're hard.
They're hard asses.
They'll kick you on the streets.
Yeah, every single
say you're
one.
not allowed to be in this lobby. Sir, our transaction is completed. You need to exit the lobby and the premises. Your card was declined too many times. Yeah, they don't give a fuck. You're right. It is. They are one of the scariest ones. Like, you just flew in from you're not at home, and all that has to happen is this card has to run and this person lets you in, and you have no idea what's happening next.
Yeah. I mean, we stayed in hotels with a discount for 5 years, basically, as we toured. And like, every time I thought they were going to not give it to us. Every single time I thought they're not going to give us this room. There's no fucking way. And you know, most of the time they did, but it was always like trick. It felt like you were pulling a trick on them and stuff.
Like, I don't have the money for this. Why would you let me stay here?
You pull into a really nice one. I remember the hotel we stayed at when we went to the Juggalo March and was just like, oh my God, I shouldn't be here.
Yeah. Like, I live like a slob in this place.
Yeah. Or the one in California. The last one we stayed in Redondo Beach, California was like, holy shit. And they let us right in, but you just don't know if you're really rolling the dice whether you're going to get a clerk that like says something wild and says you can't stay in the room, or says, oh, you know, actually I have to like hold $50,000 on your credit card for you to be able to stay in this place.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I thought the website said it was $219. They're like, yeah, we authorize for 3 times the amount, and you're like, I wouldn't have came if you would have said that before.
The real U.S. Marshals approached Taylor, identified themselves, and asked Taylor if they could speak to him, she wrote. Taylor agreed. The interview was extremely brief, literally seconds. Taylor was asked one question. Why are you telling the hotel employees that you are a deputy U.S. Marshal? To which the defendant replied, I was doing it to get the government discount. I mean,
so once again, this is another situation where somebody just needed $50.
yeah, this guy's badass though, because the two U.S. Marshals went out. So Taylor was then read his Miranda rights and shown the Miranda waiver form for his signature, which he acknowledged, but then refused to speak with the marshals. The two deputy marshals then went outside to try to interview Taylor's wife, who was still sitting in the couple's vehicle. Taylor ran out of the hotel and instructed his wife not to speak with the marshals. So he was just...
He knows how to hack the system.
Yeah.
He knows the rules.
Man, it's sad. I hope he doesn't get a bunch of time, you know.
I mean, stealing valor for a hotel discount, it's like, who could blame? How can you be mad at that?
I don't think anybody... I think the marshal should have been like, that's smart what you did there, you know?
Right. And especially if you're coming in and you're doing an act. It's not like you're just like, hey, I'm a fucking U.S. Marshal, give me money off.
Yeah, you're putting on a show.
You're coming in beleaguered, you know, you're like wary from the road. You're like, there was about to be a chemical warfare attack just 2 miles down the road. I stopped the whole thing.
He was also going to drive the car around, park in a spot, and then let his wife in a back door.
Probably.
Oh, yeah. Because he can't have her staying with him.
No.
And Pigeon Forge is a really funny place to pick because it's a tourist area, you know?
Pigeon Forge, isn't that that's a Dolly's place, right?
Yeah, that's where we fucking went.
Yeah, that's Smoky Mountain. He was going to Dolly World.
Yeah, he
was. I mean, the only thing in Pigeon Forge is like those pancake houses that charge you $21.95 all you can eat.
Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Yeah,
I would have
Mine Coaster, where somebody says like, "Hoo-wee, it sure is a good day for a mine ride."
I would assume, and this is just a guess.
You're playing some. There's an ad playing.
Oh, what the hell?
Flub.
That's not a flub. That's an ad playing on the dumb website I ended up on.
Flubbed me up.
That sucks. Yeah. This next one.
Pigeon Forge.
Pigeon Forge is a bad choice.
Seaverville. I ripped off those bastards in Seaverville for $3,000. Sorry.
It's just a lack of imagination of this guy that he knew this fucking badass scam and he stayed in first of all, a mid-tier hotel.
Somebody asked Spring Hill Suites. I looked it up at Easton in Columbus, Ohio. $93 a night.
Mid-tier hotel in a mid-tier tourist city.
They're probably still pretty dicey with continental breakfast at that point.
Yeah, no. Spring Hill is like under Courtyard.
Yeah, I mean, you're really smart move. I mean, you got to pick those lowly marks, I guess. But he just kept going back. He thought he had worked them over. He got too lazy. And that's the thing is like, you think Kryman is like, a quick ticket, but it's just as much a sales position. It's just as much finding new territory to work. You can't go back to the same clients. You can't just, it's not that easy to do crime.
Well, they probably also were like, there aren't a lot of deputy U.S. Marshals staying at this hotel throughout the year.
Sure. It's a moment. It's one of those ones where if someone says it to me, if you're a desk clerk, it's going to happen once in your employment history.
Yeah.
Someone's going to come in and say, I get a special government discount. It's covered by the government. There's a lot of paperwork and red tape. And you're like, fine. Whatever.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm just going to put the cash in my pocket. I'm going to give you a key, and then you'll be gone, and we don't have to worry about it,
Yeah. But you have to know that at some point they're going to contact the government.
Right.
You have to know.
Right.
You have to know. I think your point at the beginning where it's like a one-time thing. This is a one-time scam.
And there's so many hotels.
I know.
This is the place where there is a hotel next to a hotel. There are entire city blocks of hotels in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee.
Yeah.
This is a high tourist area. You could spend the rest of your life staying at every hotel in fucking Seaverville and fucking Pigeon Forge or whatever it is.
You go somewhere else. Maybe go somewhere else on a trip too. That's got to be one of the if if COVID wasn't happening, I wouldn't have gone to Pigeon Forge. Like if COVID wasn't happening, that place would have been hell.
Yeah. I mean, I was interested, but I also didn't think it was just going to be like going to Myrtle Beach at the mountains.
Yeah, that's what it ended up being. We were there.
It's Myrtle Beach at the mountains.
We were there because you could go to a cabin and hang out there for the whole weekend and look at mountains, and it would be beautiful. We weren't there to do tourist stuff. If you could do tourist stuff, we would have gone somewhere else where you could do fun tourist stuff. The next one is
I wonder if did he get like zipline stuff? He's like, hey, I'm a U.S. Marshal. I just had this really tough case. I really want to go on the zip line.
Someone down at the bottom of the hill robbed a bank.
I gotta get to the bottom of this mountain. Someone's life depends on it. You gotta let me on the mine ride for free. I didn't bring my coupon. I had it ready to go. But it's a matter of national security.
Where did he get the badge?
Oh, online, eBay, fucking
Wish.
Pawn Shop, Wish, yeah. The fake badge, the patter. You know, like magicians have a patter, the way that they sell the trick. You have your gimmick. You just got to sell it. Like, he had it down, but just once again got too lazy.
I mean, he sounds like, to me, it sounds like he came in like a movie cop, by the way. He probably had it in the thing, the leather wallet. He probably flipped it open and was like, there's this dollar bill was floating around in 2 kilos of cocaine earlier. Clean your hands. You don't want to get high off of it, okay? I just busted a high-level hippie psychedelics ring. Sometimes if you might want to put gloves on before you touch this money or you'll trip for 19 hours straight.
Fucking hippie crack, man. It's all through Dollyland, man. Dollywood is rife with hippie crack. People just going off on goofballs and nitrous. It's fucking disgusting.
I gotta wonder what the crime rate is in Pigeon Forge. I mean, it's probably all drunk driving.
Ripping off cars. Yeah, maybe drunk driving. Yeah, drunk driving. It's mostly, you're right,
weed charges.
Dad and uncle have to go down to the store before it closes, and they're a little too swervy.
Or people catching weed charges.
Yeah, the South loves to get you on weed charges.
Yeah,
they make money on that.
That's all it is. This next one is from a TikTok. What?
Someone said they call it Salvador Dali, but I was also thinking Salvia Dali.
Oh, okay. So, this next one is a TikToker, Rob K all day. It says Spirit Airlines reportedly banned a TikTok user who altered his digital boarding pass, making it appear as if he had paid to board with a large carry-on bag without actually doing so.
Yeah.
TikTok user Rob K all day, who identifies himself only as Rob K on the video sharing platform, first uploaded a video of his so-called hack in September. In the clip, he can be seen manipulating what appears to be the carry-on bag section of his digital boarding pass to read 1 instead of the 0 that was previously printed on his ticket.
Spirit, one of the worst to fly. And it's all about the add-ons.
Yeah. Don't fly unless you're staying somewhere for one day. You shouldn't.
Right. Unless you're going to start a new life and you have $88 to your name and you're just getting a ticket out of town, there's no reason to fly Spirit.
Yeah. Yeah, because you end up paying as much as you would on another airline.
Absolutely did.
Yeah.
Once we checked all our bags and all the merch flew with us, and once we decided to check in before the 2-hour window, and they just got us for $300 by the end of it.
Yeah, yeah.
So they deserve to be ripped off.
And it's a hellacious flight on those things. Your seat's basically tilted inward.
It's an office chair bolted down to the ground. Yeah, you're tilted inward, and they bother you with credit card ads every 90 minutes. You know?
Yeah. So yeah, he got banned for just change. He showed people that you could change from 0 to 1.
This is one of those things where I wish I was better at Photoshop, but it's become such a prevalent thing, and there's all kinds of internet experts that can look at a picture. People that do Photoshop can look at one and you fucked with that. But still, to the untrained eye, which is the majority of service work people, especially because they don't give a shit. They're not paid enough to care. They're not going to do investigations. If you alter a boarding pass, The only problem I see is like there's going to be a digital signature to back that up. You know, if there's a goddamn QR code or anything that they can look up in their system, the system's got your ass beat.
Yeah. Yeah. So
once again, this is gimmicks. Here's the thing: you can get a gimmick, but you got to finesse the spirit person so that they don't check the computer. You just got to say, actually, I got it right here on my device. Trust what is on my device. Don't go double check the computer.
You don't post it on TikTok either. Post it on some site that's not. The guy had 180,000 followers.
Crime for clout, I don't think is a good idea. I think crime should be for personal benefit.
If you got 130,000 followers, you have to like do things the legit way, and then like. Or do crime without posting it. You don't post it. You know, if you got 27 followers, do all the fucking crime and post it you want. Who cares? But just remember, if you got 27 followers and you got a good scam, that thing's gonna go fucking viral.
Yeah, they're gonna burn it out. I mean,
we're all looking for a good scam all the time.
I mean, once again, crime is similar to sales in that there is good numbers. There's good numbers to call. There's hot leads. There's ways to get the money. And when a bunch of other salespeople find out about it, like it's gonna dry up. That's just what happens.
Yeah. Here's our last scam. A former Burger King employee accused of stealing about $30,000 from the chain in a year-long scheme has been charged, court records show. What
was our first one?
The first scam?
Yeah.
Pigeon Forge.
From a hotel.
Yeah.
That person stole $3,000. And this person managed to steal $30,000.
And his scam is better than you might think from somebody that's working at a Burger King. This scam to me was like, this is some Wall Street level. Wall Street should hire this guy.
Right.
For sure.
This is one of our brightest minds.
Yes. This is a businessman. This is a businessman that didn't find his place.
The problem is being broke. I solved it. I solved it with $30,000 motherfucking dollars that I found.
Yeah. Daniel Henry Andrews from Pelham, Alabama was arrested for theft, identity theft, and computer tampering for stealing from Burger King and Premier Kings, was reported Tuesday. Andrews is accused of tampering with a computer program to increase his work hours in the system or creating fake Burger King employees to profit off of the company, the report shows.
Okay.
That's like, it reminds me of the mortgage crisis.
Yeah.
Like all that does is remind me of the robo signing of documents.
Entrepreneur. That's not an entrepreneur.
For real, he does. He belongs. This guy, if he was on Wall Street, wouldn't be he would be known as a fucking financial genius.
I don't think this is a scam, but this is kind of a wholesome story. But when I had a paper route, and there was incentives to get people to sign up and stuff. You'd have to go knock doors and try to get new customers. My dad told me, he was like, you can just cancel somebody else's subscription that pays cash all the time and sign up a new house. And then you get credit for the new house. They pay cash every single month. You just log it as the other house is paying. The next time a competition is happening, you re-sign up that old house, right? That's business. This is business.
This sounds like business.
This is straight business. And they're mad because they got hoodwinked, but they weren't paying close enough attention.
Yeah. The 35-year-old is accused of stealing a former employee's debit card, depositing falsely claimed company money on it, and then spending it. So he was... Do you understand what we're saying here? Okay. I'm going to lay it out for you in case you don't get it. And for the listeners, I'm going to lay it out here, okay? I think what he did was he was the manager, and he created separate employees, right? And then he got an ex-employee's debit card. And he didn't steal from that employee.
One of those paycheck cards.
Yes.
I'm guessing when you don't have a bank account, they won't even give you a goddamn paper check anymore. They insist that you get this fake debit card thing.
Right. And he didn't steal from his fellow employee.
Right.
He deposited the money on the fellow employee's card and then probably took that money out. that he deposited in.
I'm fucking running up on groceries.
To let them, and to keep them off his scent, right? They're not going to get him if it's on a different person's car. Still throwing the other employee under the bus, but not stealing from them.
Well, I mean,
if that makes sense.
Well, once they find out and someone is not working there, I mean, the gig is up.
Yeah.
But you got that extra card with money coming in. I mean, that makes sense.
Man, he was so close though. He was so. This is how fucking broke people get fucked. In any other world, that would be considered ingenious, you know, or you would get like 3 months of probation and you would have stole like $30 million.
Yeah.
You know, like if he had done this at Goldman Sachs, he would have been given like 2 months of house arrest and fucking he would have got to keep the $350 million he stole.
Yeah, really the way to run it then would be to like have your friends give you their social security numbers and you would just put them on as a temporary employee once a month because those places run through people so quickly.
Yeah, they don't do temps though at like a Burger King.
I'm not saying temps, I'm saying you hire them and then you fire them.
And then use them for use their
shit. You take their money, yeah.
So you would hire your friend.
You hire your friend on paper, set them up with a debit card for their paycheck, tally their hours, and then split the money or whatever it is, you know? Like
I guess if you split the money, that's okay. I mean, he was probably doing a ridiculous amount of work to get this money. I don't think he was
I doubt it. This seems too easy.
You think so?
Just picking up a former employee's card and starting running it.
But we've never heard of any scam like this on this scale ever, right? Like I don't we have been following low-level scams on this show since its inception. And I do not feel like we've found a scam that has made this much money on this level, in my opinion. This to me seems ingenious.
I don't know. 30 Racks, man, is 2 or 3 employees over a year.
At a Burger King?
Yeah, 30,000, right?
Yeah, but he made up employees, dude. Like, he had the forethought, or not the forethought. He looked at that fucking system, and he was like, "How can I get more money?" I'm sure he was the manager too.
He fucked over everybody else though too.
Who?
The manager. This guy. Because he was on the books, he was like, Burger King can pay for another employee.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody else is going to do the work. They're paying for another employee and getting zero labor, chipping in to what it takes to get things done at Burger King.
Yeah, because this guy had to be a manager to have that much access to the computer system.
But, you know, I mean, as soon as I had the keys, and I just listened to... the Lie, Cheat, and Steal podcast with Kath Barbadoro, one of our favorite people. But her co-host on that, Pat, worked at a pawn shop for several years. And in the store, I just listened to their episode about pawn shop stuff. But there's something called ghost loans, which was very common, where when the boss wasn't around, you would just go write up a ticket. Because in the course of pawning, like you go and you take a DVD player and you go put it on a shelf, and no one comes and picks it up, right? And then it just disappears. Like things fall behind, things just lose. So you like write these ghost loans. And this is the same thing. It feels like a ghost loan. And I did the same thing when I worked when I was 16, I worked at this toy store, and they were like, "We'll make you shift supervisor. That way we don't have to deal with anything. You're going to get keys to the register." And what I would do is I would write down the names of my friends and just kids that went to my school. Like just people that bother me. People in my math class. I would just say that they returned a copy of Time Crisis for $60, and I would fill out the whole thing, and I would go scan a copy of Time Crisis, take $60 out of the register, and put it right in my pocket. You know?
Oh, that is a fucking good move.
But this is similar. It's like when it comes to the books, there's nobody that's coming it's very hard for them to find. I guess once you get 30K is when they come after you. But you do see the opportunity there where it's like no one would notice if an employee worked here and we paid them $700 a month and I just took that for myself.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, absolutely. Those places are always understaffed anyway. like the whole thing, it's very surprising that he got caught, but he's probably another case of going to the well a million fucking times. You know,
somebody said the Bernie Madoff of fast food.
He is.
Jurassic Fard said
he's
that.
a top level to me. He's a top level.
I mean, you got to gamify shit. I'm sorry. I would be doing the same thing if I didn't have this. I would have been on the news for hustling some sort of chain out of $100,000.
Yeah.
I couldn't live myself otherwise. It's there for the taking.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Live correct? You're gonna be just square in this fucking world? No way.
No
way.
Not this world. Not where nobody's square.
I'm a fucking criminal always in this environment. I stolen from every job I ever goddamn had.
Yeah. I have 2, but not enough to be a good thief. You know, like the stuff I probably stole $30,000 worth of shit from the cable company, but nobody was paying attention. It was all worthless shit. You know, it was all like reams of cable and shit like that, or whatever they call rolls of cable and shit. I stole, but that was all just to run cable in my house, which I was allowed to do. The manager would let you do that.
You had 30 grand of cable running through your house?
No. Just over time, I would run cable for people and shit like that. Plus the people I hooked up illegally.
Yeah, that adds up.
Mm-hmm. Can't do that no more, man.
Really?
I don't think so. Maybe you can give people, but people don't generally just want a cable without internet. And without a cable box in it. People usually want a DVR and all that junk. You know, if I gave you free cable, you'd only have the plug it into the back of the TV, boring cable. You know?
Yeah.
You don't want that. That's junk. I got these customer service scenarios that come complete with scripts. I'm going to unplug this so you can't see the scripts. I thought me and you would talk about. I thought me and you would maybe talk about some of these scenarios.
So, yeah, sorry. Someone else pointed out I did not think about this, but Bert's dad said those fake employees are going to be very surprised when that W-2 shows up.
I wonder if they're totally fake people, because who fucking really...
He said former employee.
Well, that was a debit card that he had put money... I'm not talking about that one, but the employees that he made up. I wonder if he made up employees or if he used people that he knew.
Yeah, I mean... It's too good to be true. They're going to get you. I hate to say it. I mean,
you're getting up to 30 grand was the mistake.
You should have just got Christmas out of it.
Yeah.
You should have got $3,000 and never do it again. Just go to breaking into cars or doing fucking drugs or guns. Anything besides doing that again. Because once you fuck with that corporate money, they'll put you in jail.
I know. That's the thing I'm thinking. It's like, what is wrong with these people that they can't fucking just... Well, what is wrong with a guy like this that he can't settle for $5 grand, you know? Or what was wrong with the Pigeon Forge guy that he couldn't settle for fucking 3 hotel stays?
Right.
You know, why did he have to do 10?
It could have been one thrilling time. Yeah. Or it could have been John McClane.
I don't think he told his wife. The hotel guy.
You really?
I don't. No, because he ran out of the fucking place and told her not to talk to the marshals.
Yeah, you're right.
I think he probably told her he was doing something else. He didn't tell her, like...
Oh, no, honey, I'll go.
I'm going to go pretend to be a U.S. Marshal. Such a fucking funny thing to do. That's the worst idea. You could have said veteran, dude. He could have just said he was a veteran. I bet the discount's better for active U.S.
Yeah,
Marshal.
active duty is where you want to be.
Yeah.
You don't want no 10%. You don't want to just get 10%.
It's like, I don't want to steal valor. The troops are our bravest citizens. I'm just going to say that I'm a fucking cop.
Yeah.
A cop that nobody sees. How often do you come in contact with the U.S. Marshals?
That's what's good. I mean, it's good. I mean, I've like, you found a little thing there. Because people don't know how to act around that. They're like, oh, shit, are you going to arrest me? Or, like, do you work for the president? Or do you work for the governor? Like, it just puts you on your heels.
Are you do you work for the government?
Shit, do I smell like weed?
The president? Is this a private thing? Are you a bounty hunter? What do you do?
Right. Am I in danger?
That was a Texas thing.
Yeah.
Is what I would have said, probably.
Yeah, Texas, right? Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah. Oh my God. What a fucking wild one. Let's answer some. I got some go-to scripts for common customer service issues. I thought maybe we'd look through some of these. Maybe we'll explain our way of dealing with it and then let them explain what we're supposed to have done.
Yeah. Can I use the restroom?
Yeah, go on.
Sorry, can you vamp?
I can do something. Yeah, I can talk for a few seconds. We're going to talk about these customer service things. I think, we've been pretty strong so far. Why don't you go to the Patreon, patreon.com/streetfightradio. You can you can get all of the miniseries we've ever done. And, we've been doing miniseries for a year. We got American Podcasts, a series about Kid Rock. We got Shocktober. We got Shocktober 2. We got Holy Boys, which at the end of this week, you'll get another episode of Holy Boys I did with Tom Sexton from the Trillbillies, where we talked about Pastor Carl Lentz and his cheating ways. He cheated. And I don't want to give like a ton of details on here because the details are what makes the conversation with Tom very funny. But it is an odd story, and he is an odd fella. But yeah, check that out. You can also get those shows in the store. You can get Shocktober in the store. You can get Teen Fight, which was me, my daughter, and Brett, and different women talking about being a teenager. It was a even exchange, 2 men, 2 women. We talked about being a teenager. It was a really good time. Brett's on his way back in, so I did the plugging for this week, and then Brett doesn't have to do that at the end of the show, and we can just get out of here.
All right, thanks for doing that.
So I got some customer service scenarios.
Okay.
Number one here, you don't know the answer. You shouldn't beat yourself up for not knowing an answer. After all, a support rep's responsibility is to have the tenacity to make things right. That's a wild way to say it. The mistake many support reps make, however, is in using the knee-jerk "I don't know" response, which doesn't help the customer. Customers may be sympathetic that you don't know, but they're not interested in hearing about.
I've got to say, I agree. I mean, if you're at a job, you're doing customer service, you're on the phone, if you say, "I don't know," you're going to piss somebody off immediately. And it's one of those things like saying or ah if you're a public speaker. Do not say, "I don't know." I agree with that.
I'm a big "I don't know" guy. Like, what do you want me to do, man?
I mean, you just got to go with, I can definitely research that for you. I think that's the one I can. Let me research that for you.
You're a king, because the answer to this here is, does the premium package come with X? Great question. Let me see if I can find that out for you right now.
Yeah, that's the one.
But that's
I don't want to go through hell, man. I mean, you're dealing with somebody on the other line. You have to take control of them.
Yeah.
Like, they're awful. They don't know what they want. They don't know how to get it done. You know the tree, like, you know how to get them through the system, you know how to accomplish their thing. They're going to be blathering on about how they want things done. You know how it's going to happen, but you can't just say, "I don't know."
You got to guide them through the fact that you know everything that's going to happen.
You got to force them into making them think that what you wanted to happen was their decision.
That's true. I mean, I am the type of guy that, like, I guess, like, if the person said "I don't know" to me, unless this is a subconscious anger, I don't think I would get mad, because I would just be like, "How are you supposed to know?" I agree.
Yeah, I agree. No, I think you're right. You have something there. That does work. Even as a seasoned salesperson or phone operator, what I would do is I would say, "Oh, you know what? It's my first day. I don't know that one myself." Smooth. And you get so much credibility. Then all of a sudden they're like on your side.
Yeah.
And they want to make sure it goes well.
Oh, they should have told you that in training.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Now you have all the time in the world. They're on a 60-minute fucking ride with you, whatever you want to happen from
all you listeners that do customer service. I have watched countless customer service videos, and none of them have ever said pretend it's your first day. So that is a high level customer service hack.
I mean, it works for a while, and I think it does. Like you said, I mean, honesty more than anything, I think is the way to go. The best phone service I ever did was when it was without a script.
Yeah.
When I could just react honestly, like, wow, I mean, that sounds like a crazy situation. Like, I would just to be able to say...
That sounds like a crazy... I don't know. Oh, yeah, that sounds nuts.
Wow. That's bonkers.
Who would... I wish the management would tell us this kind of stuff, to tell you the truth. I'll go ask somebody, but I know I'm not going to get an answer. I'm just going to have to transfer you somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
That's refreshing.
You're just like looking through a phone tree of where you're going to push them along to. And you're like, bingo, bango. That is something I've never seen before. My goodness gracious. Wow. You're in a real kerfuffle there.
Sounds like a billing issue. That was my big tech support thing, was like, oh, this sounds like a billing issue.
I mean,
I didn't get them away from me.
I think for me, the fake empathy to their problem just became something that I enjoyed, where like you could just be like, you can't lean into it where it's like, oh my goodness, you've been ran ragged. Like,
I hate it. I don't like that when I get it though.
I do. I like it when they like acknowledge how pissed I am. I like when they acknowledge how I feel.
Oh really? I hate the language of like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, no, I'm not your fucking fault, Or even I apologize. None of this is your fault.
See, I never said any of that. And that's the script. When people come in and they're like, I'm sorry that's happening to you, it's like you were forced to say that.
It's funny to respond. I know they forced you to say that.
Yeah,
it's fine.
You're made to say that. You're getting paid to say that.
Yeah. Yes. Number 2 scenario is an item isn't available. Now, this is one that sometimes... Well, first of all, you shouldn't have to deal with that in 2020. We should all have... I mean, not available as in... If you go to the website should say this item's not available. You know what I mean? Like for
I get it, but
any customer service, we're not talking about our customer service, which is allowed to be shitty. We're talking about Home Depot.
I know.
But
it's bullshit. But I mean, I would never expect that anything I buy online is guaranteed until I get it in my hands.
Oh, I expect
because Home Depot is like, you go and they're like, hey, I ordered this. I ordered the clearance 12-foot Happy Halloween blow up, and they're like, it says we got one in the system.
Yeah.
Hold on, it says we got one in the system, and you just follow them around. And they're like, oh, it's at Georgesville Road. So like they register one product in the Columbus area as being available online.
See,
I never expect to get it. I don't think that you get anything that you buy online anymore.
I wouldn't scream at the employee, but if I was the employee, my move here, this is where my empathy comes in. Oh, the website sucks. Whoever runs that thing should probably get fired.
That's
to tell
easy
you the
too.
truth. They do that all the time. I know. Like when they would be yelling at me, I'd be like, I know. I hate this too.
It's manipulative as fuck, but going turncoat on the company definitely will win you their business.
It's fucking powerful.
Like, I mean, I hate this too. Hey, you know what? You think it's tough being you? I have to deal with it. I'm the one that has to deal with this imperfect system, and it just keeps me awake all night long. I just can't rest.
It says here that the actual right answer for this,
it's
for an item not being available.
It's like, what do you think? Everything's out of stock, man. I don't think nothing's in stock. I get canceled emails constantly. I always get emails. They're like, hey, that thing on Instagram, we tried to sell it to you. We don't have your size.
Well, you're buying things on Instagram.
I'm buying things on fucking everywhere.
I have never had this happen. I've had it happen once. StockX got a fake shirt.
Okay.
The person sent the shirt to StockX. They were like, that's fake. And then they gave me my money back. Whole thing's over. But most of the time.
It's a replica. It's not a fake. It's manufactured in the same way.
But at the time, I was pissed off about that. And I almost even thought about stopping using StockX because I was kind of like,
hey, I would have believed it.
Yeah. What do I know?
Give me some plausible deniability here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a service. I'm paying for a service here.
I'm paying for you to tell me it's real, even if it's fake.
Put a green fucking sticker on it, and then I'll just walk around town and think that it's real.
For sure. But here's what they say. They say to use positive language, Brett.
Yeah,
you
have
know
to.
this thing?
Yeah.
I can't. So without positive language, this is their example. I can't get you that product until next month. It's back ordered and unavailable at this time.
Oh, my back hair stood up when she said that. Just because it's just like, it's not fucking happening. It's just I didn't even hear what you said. It just sounded like it's not fucking happening. You're not going to get what you want, and you don't want to hear this.
Yeah, that's true.
Everything is just like not what I want to hear.
I guess if it was me, I would want to hear, it's not happening, dude. Like, it's just, you're not getting this product. It's not happening.
That's when you go into like, so when does the money go back on my card?
Yeah, that's where a problem comes in.
What's your name, Jamie? Jamie S? Okay, I'm going to check back in 3 to 10 business days if this money isn't back on my card then.
Here's what they say you should say, which is probably like kind of a bullshit lie anyway. That product will actually be available next month. I can place the order for you right now and make sure that it's sent to you as soon as it reaches our warehouse.
Yeah, I mean, that's easy to do. I mean, that's the job. That's the job.
You don't want to do that. You don't want to promise shit.
I mean, you just got to make it look like something's happening.
True. You do, just to do customer service, I guess.
That's what people want to hear, too. Also, I mean, I have to say, like, if I, as a customer, so I don't want to call in and they're like, oh, man, this place is fucked up. It's like, the distribution doesn't make any goddamn sense. You got your money tied up in us. Good fucking luck getting it back. Who knows what's happening? You're on for a wild ride.
No, I mean,
you want them to be like, we fudged it up, but we actually knew we fudged it up before it actually happened. That's why we sent you this preemptive email, you know? That's what I always do. Like, we knew you'd be disappointed. That's why we're sending you a thank you card.
But number 3 here is you need to transfer the customer. Now, this is for people who have worked in a call center.
Yeah.
This is a crucial bad situation to be in. Yes, every call that comes in you want to transfer. That's 100%. That's the rule, and that's just the way it is. Okay? But you don't. Here's the problem with having to transfer people. You have to tell them you're going to transfer them, and that's when they fucking flip out on.
Yeah.
You know? I always wished when I worked at the tech support place that I could transfer without telling them. Like, they'd be in the middle of their fucking, this is what's happening, and I know I can't fix it, and I'm just like, boop.
Right.
They're talking to somebody else.
Man, on those long queue days, there'd be days when it was just like the queue was getting hammered.
Yeah.
And you'd have to transfer somebody, and they would just be irate, and you absolutely understood why. They've been on the phone for the entire Sunday afternoon, and you're supposed to transfer them, and then you biff it.
Yeah.
I've done that. Like, I've fat-fingered on accident. Somebody's like, I've been waiting for 90 minutes to get this fucking problem solved. Can you send me to the right place? I'm like, I absolutely can solve your problem. I know how to do it. I'm 100% know what's happening. I have you ready to go. And then I hit *73 on accident when I shouldn't have hit that. And now you're gone. Now you're back at the beginning.
Yeah, we had at the cable company, it would be real bad when you would get there and somebody'd been waiting, like when we were slammed and somebody waited a week for an appointment, and you show up there and you're like, I'm going to have to send this over to maintenance. They'll be here in 3 to 5 business days. And you would just be like, I would make sure I was already outside before I said that. I wouldn't even go into the house.
Right. You don't want to be on there in turf.
No. Standing out at the curb. They'll be here in 3 to 5 business days.
It's like, no, I just gotta go out. I gotta get a hex driver from the truck. Well, when you're by the truck, you're like, I'm not coming back.
I mean, back when I was doing the phone tech support, this was pre the cable company. I said, I just wish I was in the room with them. Then I got the job at the cable company. I was like, I wish I was on the phone.
Yeah. I wish the best they could do is just slam the phone against the wall to make me hear how angry they are.
Yeah. So what they say for this transfer is they don't want you to say, my apologies, but I'm going to have to transfer your call to Department XYZ is what
Sure.
it says. Okay. They say this is the language you should use instead. Okay. Let's get this problem resolved for you. I'm going to transfer you to our specialist who's best suited person to answer your question.
No, that's a lie. No, that's not what I want to hear.
Nobody believes in a specialist.
No.
Nobody.
No one's a specialist there.
Nobody's
It's somebody that answered a fucking questionnaire and did a piss test.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
I also would lie to them. That's when you would say, hi, I just talked to Taylor over in customer specialists, and they're going to take care of it, and we're going to transfer you.
Oh, you would say a name so that
Yeah,
they knew they were getting a person right away.
I would go. I
And
would
then
try.
boop.
I just had people that I went on break with that were from different departments that I were friendly with that I just knew I could IM them or whatever, and that did make it easier.
Oh, I never did. I mean, I was friends with people at the place, but you couldn't transfer to specific people when I worked there. You just transferred to the next phone bank. And then you'd be looking at it. You'd see tier 1 queue and then tier 2 queue. And you were about to transfer to tier 2. And you were like, that shit would say 13-minute hold time. And you'd be like, oof.
Right.
Well, see you later. I know you just waited 17 minutes to get on with me, but just hold on for another 13.
Hold that rage. Hold that rage deep in your chest. Tighten up your core, breathe, and then you'll unleash it on the next person.
The funny thing about me was that, like, I wouldn't move to tier 2 because I didn't want to be in the position where you got transferred to. You know?
Yeah.
I just, like, I don't want to be the person they transfer to.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
People who do that job, people who do the, like...
Retention.
The person that says, may I speak to your manager? And then you talk to them, the manager type, and that kind of thing. Because that manager that they speak to is as low on the totem pole as possible. Is basically making the same amount as you,
Right.
and is just there to take abuse. And like, I salute those people like the troops, because that is a mentally
Like
draining
a shift
job.
manager.
Yeah, that's got to be a tough job because nobody likes you. Your fellow workers don't really like you. They might, but you have to give all the bad news. You have to give, like, you don't give any of the good news because they send the top boss there to give the good news.
Right.
So that shift manager position is a real, because I know we talk shit about bosses, but that is that's a no-win situation.
Yeah, the shift manager is just like supposed to be a regular employee that like kind of explains to the rest of the staff how they're going to deal with the new rules.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Or deal with like, how things are changing.
Well, that is what I have this week. We had a lot of fun tonight.
Yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it. That was great. The scamming stuff, it makes me want to get back in the game.
Always send us scams. Anytime you see a scam happening, please always send them to us because we love them. They're like my top favorite thing to talk about.
And the thing about scams, man, is that a lot of them come from desperation. But I feel like I could pull a one-off that like nobody would know.
A heist, like
just
a
a
low-level $30,000 heist.
I mean, I'll take 3, man. Like I'll take whatever it is. There's just the 30. There's just like when you're not on the books for somebody else's employment like that. Like it feels like if you do it one time, it's when you keep trying to go back is when you screw yourself. And that's when I got fired from a job. This is something I've learned. I was selling gift cards at my old job, and eventually they were like, "You've sold $3,000 worth of fucking gift cards. You know, we know it. Like we have a fucking system. We're tracking the employees that buy gift cards, and you're buying too many gift cards. You make too little money to buy the amount of gift cards that you bought."
Oh man,
I'm making $20,000 a year and buying $5,000 in gift cards doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Yeah, were you making pretty good money on that one?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You got 40% off on the gift cards.
So
$500 gift card you would buy for $300, and it would sell on eBay for $450 for the most part. You'd make $100 to $150 every time.
How many cards though? You were probably you're too much like me. You were probably making like $150, $300 a week. Maybe.
No. I mean, no. It was once a month usually.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You weren't making no money. You were just trying to pay your phone bill.
I was stealing clothes too.
Yeah, you were just trying to pay your bills, to like keep up with your bills that they weren't paying you enough to cover.
Exactly.
Is all you were doing. That's not, again, that kind of scam to me is like, that's the most justified kind. We're talking the one big heist scam. That's the one that I'm fascinated with.
Well, but actually, now that you bring it up, though, a 35-year-old motherfucking man that is the manager of Burger King has $30,000 in shit that you would owe at this point.
Yeah,
like I got this way by ripping off $30,000 worth of shit. Like you have credit cards, you have debt, you have whatever it takes to make it to 35. Like you owe somebody.
I mean, and a 35-year-old man that stole $30,000 from Burger King probably deserves the $30,000. He's working at fucking Burger King, man. It's a shit job, It's a tough, hard job at a place that is known to treat their employees like garbage. Like they don't buy your loyalty at all at Burger King. It's just, it's like it's a widely mocked job, and it's just like, I don't know what kind of loyalty they're buying from you, really. Yeah, they're not buying any.
In my world, that like he earned all of that. He actually did the labor to earn that money.
I agree. Yeah,
it's you know what it is? It's a fucking hamburger that comes out of a window in 90 seconds when you fucking pull up. It's unbelievable. It's just as valuable as anybody that can move spreadsheet numbers around to me. It's more valuable to me.
Yeah, and I guess he's probably a smart guy. He's smarter than he's smarter than Hotel Guy, for sure. Sure, he's smarter than Deputy U.S. Marshal Liar,
right?
From Pigeon Forge. He's smarter than the TikTok kid
by fucking Juan Jane.
Yeah,
fake ass.
Yeah, that was. I mean that hotel story might be one of my favorite ones we've done in a long time.
I like it too.
But this Burger King guy is just tops to me.
I got a positive one for you.
Okay.
This is from I checked the emails, and this comes from Dustin. It says, "Hey Street Fight team, I'm a relatively new listener. Have been enjoying your podcast at work. I'm living in Norway, so I don't have much of a chance to call in on the call-in shows." I like this. There's one topic I wanted to bring up to you guys that I hope that you find interesting. There's a very important word in the New England.
Norwegian.
There is a very important word in the Norwegian language. Dugnad. Pronounced dugnad, which is a form of volunteer communal labor. To me, this is a beautiful form of apolitical communism that strengthens the community that takes part. In urban areas, it is most common to have a dugnad where people that live in the same building will clean up in the spring, fix up the garden, etc. Right? Like when it snows, everybody goes and fucking gets rid of the snow.
That's what I've been doing.
Go do the leaves, whatever it may be, go pick up the trash. Those who cannot easily do the work may help by making food for everyone. These events can also be more to help out someone in need, for example, like laying tiles, painting walls, or building a new barn. The reason that I think this may be something you and the community finds interesting is as a reminder that while political change is very important for the working class, we cannot forget that there are other ways to strengthen the community. Go out and help others and ask for help. This will not only get things done, but at the end of it, the community will be stronger and tighter and more mobile to do what needs to be done. Anyway, hoping the best from Norway, Dustin.
Oh, that's very cool. Yeah, I like that idea. I'm going to
agree.
shovel Janice's sidewalks this year.
Good idea.
I got a good relation. Well, my wife and daughter have a good rapport with her. I don't have a good rapport with anybody in the world except for you and my wife. And
but you got a duplex, and you got a good neighbor.
Yeah, I like her. She
share
sings out loud, real loud. You can hear her. It's wonderful.
Okay. I like my neighbor as well. I get along with my neighbor very well. Both of them. Well, yeah, most of them actually.
Yeah.
I talk to all of them.
Yeah, heavy metal neighbor.
I do have a heavy metal neighbor.
So
the best you could ask for.
That's like Janice, not a heavy metal neighbor,
Right, but I like that. I like that. It's what she's retired.
I think so. Yeah. She's my wife and daughter have talked to her a lot. I've never spoken a word.
Retired teacher is what I know.
I've never spoken a word to her. I have no idea. I walk with my head down in and out of the house.
But you're right. For like the Duke Nod, like my neighbor has this really big ride-on mower that he can use to like scoop up leaves and do all this stuff. And I take a rake to it, which is like, a good exercise and all of that. But for like snow blowers and some of these some of this equipment, it would be better to just communalize the thing.
You should Duke Nod those leaves on your front porch. You got like a fucking pile. I feel like I'm walking through the woods.
Yeah, the Duke Nod my leaves.
Yeah, Duke Nod those fucking leaves. Your name, maybe I'll Duke Nod them somewhere.
Yeah, you're gonna bust your toe. You can't see where you're walking.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I know where all the steps are, and I would never rake. Never for not a one time. I think it's for rubes. I think raking is for rubes.
It chokes your grass.
Right, and I think grass is for rubes too. Like it's
grass.
two rubish things there.
There's lots of people that are anti-lawn, which I get, but I use mine, and it's like a public park in the front and back, and I have me and my kid and my wife play in the yard all the time.
But people who are anti-lawn are actually against. Like, they're not anti-lawn
they want it to be like
in
fucking
theory.
wildflowers and clovers and shit.
No. I don't think so.
That's all they talk about.
Maybe.
They want it to be like fucking bees and
when
shit.
I think of being anti-lawn, I'm get off my lawn. You know what I mean? And I know you're not that kind of guy. Like, if somebody walked through your yard, you wouldn't be like, I could legally shoot you or something.
And I'm also not spending any money on it.
Yeah.
I'm not fertilizing it.
We'll just wait another year or two before you're fertilizing your lawn and saying, like, I don't know why these people hate lawns.
I want good grass. I do want that good grass. We use it. I use my yard. I really do.
Okay.
I don't want fucking wildflowers. I want to be able to play soccer and shit.
Okay. Hey, you do have a big lawn. If you're willing to take care of it and you don't mind it, I just don't. I think that also the anti-lawn people are also big on, like, you shouldn't be forced to have one. You know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody was like, I'm going to do wildflowers and clovers in my yard, you should be allowed to do that.
Yeah, I'm not against that.
I know.
But
that's what I mean. I think it's okay to do what you do with your yard. Especially you have a garden. It's way the anti-lawn movement. I find lawns because I'm a renter. I just see them as for rubes. I just am like, I don't want nothing to do with that work. I don't want to spend time with the outside of my house. I was thinking the other day about people who like power wash their house on the outside, and I'm like, why? I mean, it's there to protect. It's the same. I say this about washing the car too. My wife bought a pass to be able to wash the car as many times as she wants in a year. Right? Yes, my wife bought the Moo pass. I got so hot under the collar about it because I was just like, the fucking car is built around you so that you don't get dirty. It's supposed to get dirty. The car is supposed to take the shrapnel.
But for real, when it comes to resale value, the paint is the only thing that matters. No one cares what the fucking inside of any goddamn car looks like. They
never
just want to know
reselling.
that paint is what it's all about.
I'm never reselling this car.
Sure,
either.
okay, then that makes sense if you know that. But I'm just saying that, like, you do have to wash the fucking thing because that's the only thing that they're paying for. It's how it looks on the outside.
I'm gonna give that piece of shit to Gwen, and she's gonna drive it till it breaks down, and then has to buy her own car.
That's great. That's better than what I got.
Hey, that's what I said. I was talking to my mom, and I feel like kind of like I was insulting in this conversation, right? Where I was like, hey, or she asked me what I got Gwen for Christmas or what I was going to get her. She didn't know I got it already. And I said, I think it's the responsibility of a parent
No, no. But you're talking to one.
Yes. That if you send your kid out into the world, they should have a car and a computer. And like that's the minimum amount that they should have.
These day and age, yeah.
Yeah, so I got her a computer. And then next year I want to get her a car or give her my car. And then...
I think she already had a car.
I mean, that thing, I was off about when it was paid off. It's not going to be paid off till next year. I could pay for a whole nother year. Maybe 5 years. I don't even fucking know.
I mean, they'll just keep taking money. You're just going to keep sending money.
Yeah, I just keep sending
They'll never
money.
tell you to stop.
I know.
They're not going to say they won't take the money.
Well, I see the balance every month, and I'm like, how is it still this high?
Yeah.
What am I paying for this thing?
You know what's hilarious is I fucked up my taxes real bad. This year I had to mail them in, and I just mailed in the payment invoice with the check without the taxes. Like, none of the paperwork was sent in.
Oh, okay.
But they still cashed the fucking check. They just took the money, and I was like, well, you don't know what it's for, though.
Yeah, they do. Because I just sent them money online.
But mine was not accepted digitally. Like, they have to, like, I was supposed to paper file.
Oh,
I fucked mine up.
I just sent him some cash.
Way.
I recently just sent him some money. It was like, I hope that's enough for now.
So I fucked up later. I fucked up the electronic PIN to the point where I had to file by mail with paper.
Dude.
And I just sent them the check with a slip of paper. And they still cashed it, but I don't know what they're going to apply that. I mean, just put it on my record, I guess.
Yeah. I was going to look I was going to look up what I owe left on that shitty car. Brian, why can't you find your apps? I'll let you know what I owe on the car, and then we'll get out of here.
No, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. It's going to bum me out.
You got to hear it. $5,787.
Mother fudger. You're still paying back the Street Fight for the fucking loan on the work. Hey, you want to know what I did?
And I don't know when it's going to end.
Yeah, they'll never let it end. You know what I did? Which I forgot. But going into the Christmas season, and this is, I don't know if I'm flexing too much, but I pay $20 extra a month on my car bill. And so in December, I don't have to pay anything.
Oh my God.
Yeah, all year long, I've been putting $25 a month extra, and it's down to almost nothing. I just got the newest one. I just remembered because I was on an autopilot, and then I was like, I was trying to figure out how the fuck I'm like, oh God, we have to do Christmas. We're going to have all of the same bills, but now we have to do Christmas. And then I remembered that I don't have to pay the car payment.
It's tight. That's smart.
Yeah,
that is some Susie Orman type shit.
It was very Susie Orman.
Well, that's the show.
Thanks for listening to Street Fight Radio. We will be back on Sunday night. We're taking calls. We want to hear your best sick voice. This Sunday is the sick voice competition. We're handing out caviar and Street Fight t-shirts. So if you think you're good at calling in sick, we want to hear from you this Sunday on Street Fight Radio. Next Wednesday night, we're not going to be live, but we are going to have a live event like you've never seen before. Brian and I watched the motivational film Who Moved My Cheese, based on the very popular manager book Who Moved My Cheese. And that is going to be debuting next Wednesday night at 9 p.m. You're going to want to see it. I can't believe it hasn't happened yet. We talk about it still, and we did it like a month ago. So get ready for that coming up Wednesday night on your Street Fight Live podcast, all that stuff. And thank you to everybody that continues to support what we do, and hope to spread this mess across the U.S. and make the community bigger and better than ever so that we can overtake all ruling parties and create a truly horizontally organized working party of people that just want to get by and make sure that things are good for the future. If you want to support the project and what Brian and I do, head to patreon.com/StreetFightRadio. You can get all the bonus stuff that Brian talked about, including Shocktober Volume 2. We will see you on Sunday. Peace.